Man, now we're dealing with a subject today that's hitting home for all of us. The subject we're going to deal with tonight is teenage suicide, the rise of teenage suicide among black teens. Um, when we were coming up, suicide wasn't a thing among black people that was as rampant as it is today. Um, when we went to school, we faced the same things: bullying. We faced being talked about. We faced getting jumped on. We faced these things. We had to learn to fight, bloody nose, but we didn't think about killing ourselves. So today, what's happening with the young people, we need to delve into it because these babies, I'm looking at my nieces and nephews. I don't have children personally, but I got nieces and nephews. And my partner's friends, my partner's children, those are part of my family. What's happening with the youth that they are dying, committing suicide? What's happening with them that they're committing suicide? What is it about life at such a young age that these babies want to commit suicide? So and myself, Jay, and Black, we want to go into it and delve into it, man, just to see what's going on so we can really have an impact and create some dialogue. Because I really wanted to get some mental health professionals on the line to let us give us some insight on what's happening and why it's happening in such a grand rate. Now I'm gonna read some statistics among black people, among young black youth. It said in 2018, a study found that black children between 5 and 12 are about twice as likely to die by suicide. 5 and 12. 5 and 12. Then it says, in a new study found, it said in suicide, as white children of the same age. A new study found that suicide rates among black children and adolescents have recently worsened. What is adolescence? Who are the adolescents? The adolescents are children or human beings that are passing from childhood to adulthood.
Right.
The range of adolescence is from 10 to 19.
Mm-hmm.
So you're dealing with children, and during this time of the period of this development, the children are dealing with cognitive skills. Their cognitive skills are developing, meaning that your reasoning, your logic, how to make judgment, how to understand things, how to make decisions are being developed during this time of your life. And during this time of your life is such an impact on you that during this time, whatever happens to you in your life, it can carry on into your adult life. From your first kiss, somebody jumping on you, somebody calling you crazy, somebody calling you ugly. It can last on you and wear on you, and this is a particular time in your life that can happen to you that can propel your life and can be predicated of you being success or a failure in life moving on into adult life. So we want to talk about that. Why is it that black children, they are twice likely to die by suicide? What's happening to the babies that they are dying? That's the choice that they have. So we want to talk about that. Black, what are you thinking? You're a father. And Jay, you're a father. Black, I want to know, with these type of statistics, what are you thinking on your side? What are you doing with your children that you can secure that they won't have that result. We want to talk about it tonight.
Man, I just can't believe that they are that they're taking their lives the way they're doing. Number one,
Yeah.
that was, like you say, unheard of. We was taught that was a mortal sin. We did that just wasn't really an option. And when you did hear that, like you said, it was rare,
Right.
very, very, very rare. 8 times out of 10, we hear suicide. It wasn't our people.
Right.
You know, um, I just feel like too, um, the parents, you have to study and know your child.
Right.
No two children are alike. Um, one may can take criticism, one can't.
Right.
Um, one can take harsh punishment where the other one can't. So you have to
Right.
study your child.
Right.
And today I feel like more parents 30 plus are more into what they want, more into them than they are the children.
Mm-hmm. In
Because
what way? In what way?
they feel like they're young, they're still living their lives.
Yeah.
And with more things for adults to do, with 40 being the new 20, 50 being
Right.
the new 30, um, they're partying, going out, hanging out, finding themselves now. If you look at the TikToks, you look at the YouTubes, you look at the social media outlets, it's more people 30 to 50, 30 to 60 that's on there now turning up. And they
Right.
have children that's 25 and under. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? That's struggling mentally,
Right.
feeling unwanted, feeling unloved, feeling like they failed.
Right.
And I just feel like we're more in touch with ourselves instead of our children.
Mm.
And a lot of times
Right.
that's what I feel like is failing. The adults are failing the children because they
Right.
feel like I got a roof over your head. You getting 90% plus of your needs. I try to make sure you're getting 50% plus of your wants. Uh, you got transportation to go to and for. What's the problem? You know what I'm saying? You should be happy. So once they figure like, well, I done fed them, they got nice clothes on their back, they got a nice roof over their head,
Right.
they fine. So then they
Right.
go and they party. They do their thing. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? While that child on the inside is probably struggling because they want their parent to spend time.
Right. Right.
A lot of parents feel like if I give you things, that's showing love. But a lot of kids want that quality time. The gifts are great,
Mm-hmm.
but some just want that quality time. And when you don't give them that quality time and you get on them about something they did wrong in a harsh way, and you're
Right.
not spending quality time to show that that's love, you can possibly lose, what I'm saying, the child then. So you have
Right.
to buckle down and, what I'm saying, spend time with that child. What do you
Right.
think, Jay? How did you go through that with yours?
Well, I don't know what the hell going on,
Yeah.
but
It's
I just
disappointing.
I, I just feel that um, we're not preparing our kids mentally and emotionally.
Right.
Um, we when our generations were coming up, um, we were held to be emotionless. Don't
Right.
cry. Don't do this. Don't go see a psychologist or a psychiatrist or a counselor.
Yeah.
Handle your stuff in house. Don't let
Right.
nobody, don't let anyone know what's going on with you.
Yeah. Because you call crazy if you do it.
Right.
It was shown as a sign of weakness.
Right. Right.
Yeah. All of that, which is stupid to me,
Yeah.
because you have to be able to express your emotion and be able to uh, talk things out, get different perspectives. get a hug. Tell them tell them I love you. I tell my sons, my first two sons, our relationship was in and out growing up.
Mm-hmm.
But I have still told them and let them know, even today, every time that I talk to them, that I love them. And these are grown ass men, all three of them. But I let them know that I love them. I let them know that I cry.
Right.
I let them know that I feel pain. I let them know that I hurt. So, so we can't go around continuing to bottle up our emotions and not let these kids see that emotions are real. People that are real have emotions. We're not robots. We're not plastic toys. We have real emotions and feelings.
Right.
And it's okay. It's okay to be hurt sometimes. It's okay. Right. You're gonna get over that hurt. It's okay to be emotional. You go ahead and cry. Allow yourself to cry. Then get it out.
Ooh.
You're not weak.
Right.
Booyah! By the way, you have a new notification.
You're not weak.
Right.
You're human.
Right. Right.
If Sally Mae breaks your heart, okay, do what you got to do and get over it and keep moving. Find Sally Jean, whoever.
So you telling me, according to what you're saying, I know with maturity and growth, you grew into these things, but growing up, I didn't cry. And you didn't either.
Right. You know that's what
and that ain't necessarily always a good thing. That's not necessarily always a good thing.
No, I'm not saying it's a good thing.
No, I'm not saying that you're saying that. I'm saying because as men, we're taught not to do that. And that's how we equate the toughness. But when we starting to realize how important it is to get our mental health checked out, because as a people, one of the factors that they found in black children is what they're seeing on social media. They're looking at as racial discrimination. We just seen this murder in Buffalo of this young man coming in, and he live streamed, and I hate that I saw this live stream because I can't unsee it. It's playing back and forth in my head of watching this man with this, it looked like an AR-15. He's shooting, and he got written on his gun, "Here's your reparations." Now, the backstory of what you was telling me, Black, that he was in this, we don't know how true this is, but he was avenging the death of some white children that were killed by a black driver.
Right.
By a black driver. So, but that's an excuse, because you writing down, "Here's your no, that's a list of hate." So when you see this and children seeing this, they're not dealing with the factors that we dealt with because we did not have social media. Like I said earlier in other podcasts, that the mystique of life is gone. The guessing is gone. We don't have what our imagination is not there anymore. Even dealing with women, it's not there anymore. We can see their body through a sunlight, clothes, whatever. The mystique and the mystery of life has been taken from these babies. So now they know things, and of course they're intelligent, of course, because it's some advantages to the age that we're living in, but they're exposed to more things that can place judgment in a false standard of when you see it on social media, you seeing them at their best life. You seeing them on the beach, but they probably didn't pay their rent. You know what I'm saying? You seeing them on vacation, but they probably coming back to a reality that they don't have enough money to keep their lights on because they use it to go on vacation. So you looking at children, especially black children, they dealing with racism, they dealing with mass shooting, they dealing with things. And man, I'm driving, Jay, and you can attest, gas is $4.39. We ain't never seen nothing like that. We don't know. We gotta adjust to what's going on today and what's happening in our society with our children. So checking on our children's mental health, and we just discovering this as a people, because by nature we're durable people. We survived slavery.
Right.
Go ahead.
What you stated was adjust.
Yeah.
Adjust to whatever's going on.
Right.
Kids today have a hard time adjusting.
You're right.
And I don't know if we didn't set them up properly to be able to adjust to the ever-changing world, because you have to be able to be a chameleon in all of these things that go on in life.
Right.
You have to be able to see that, okay, I'm in a situation right now, but am I going to be in this situation forever?
Right.
You need to figure out how to maneuver in whatever you're in at the moment.
Right.
And deal with whatever you're in the moment.
Right.
Because and sometimes you need help with identifying how to get out of those situations by talking to people that have been in those situations and that have climbed out and that are doing okay now.
But Jay, do you think, out of your love for your children and Black, do you think out of your love for your children, you mitigated some of the responsibility? You lessened, you mitigated and said, well, come on, son. Man, come on, man, I got you. Just go ahead and do such and such. Out of your love, you don't want him to suffer what we went through, so I'm going to make life easier for him.
No.
By doing that.
Nope. I cuss them out.
Yeah.
I talk about them. They are well versed at being able to play the dozens, if you will.
Right.
So their feelings, it's not going to be hurt like that.
Right.
So giving them some thick skin, giving them the ability to say, those are just words.
Right.
Not getting their emotions involved off of something that someone said to them or said about them, to the point that they have become depressed or feel like they are less than.
Right.
My youngest son, he don't care. I mean, he dresses how he dresses. You know, people say this or that. Why you don't do this or that? Because I don't want to.
Right.
And now I hate that I push that up on him to that extent, but he just doesn't care what people think about him. I mean, that's really good, in certain ways,
right?
But
he'll be able to push through in life. He won't be affected by people's words.
So he's not affected by that.
Right.
You know, he does what he wants to do. He's working. You know, he won't get his hair cut. I just take him to get his hair cut every week.
Right.
But now he makes that choice on his own, and he chooses not to. And I'm like, son, you know, your hair looking really bad. And he's like, okay.
Right.
About that part, but he still has confidence in himself to even walk around like that and being comfortable walking around like that and not thinking about what other people think about him.
Right. Like, what are you thinking on the same instance, man? As far as do you think that you didn't want your children? Well, if that didn't happen to you, so you don't necessarily do you just let them teach them about the world and what to look out for? Because eventually they're gonna go out there by themselves, and you're not gonna be there all the time for them. So how do you deal with them at such a young age to prepare them?
I show mine alternative ways to deal with things, because I feel like with me, I looked up to my parents.
Right.
I looked up to them. I watched everything they did, and I took out the good. I watched the good and the bad, and I applied what was good and learned how to handle the bad by watching them.
Right.
So whenever we're faced with things like, are we going here for vacation? Why are we getting this hotel? Why we're not going on vacation right now? I explain everything to them.
Right.
And mine understand, and they know I'm
Right.
cheap. So the youngest even be like, so we're not gonna get that because it costs too much.
Right.
So even though I shower them with majority of everything that they want, if they produce to get it, I also let them know every now and then, no, you can't get that. I was a victim of wanting to shelter them from the world, even
Right.
thinking private schools and all that stuff. But I realized they're gonna be faced, you know what I'm saying? This is a harsh world.
Right.
Very, very, very harsh. I'm talking about they'll see somebody with a disability where we used to walk away from it and mumble. They go to your face now and call out your disability and
Right.
laugh in your face. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They very raw. The new breed is something serious.
Right. Right.
So
right.
it's
Right.
there. But I just feel like you have to show, like Jay was saying, he was asking, did some of the parents going wrong, and the children, nope, out. The children not learning how to face adversity because we're not teaching them.
Right.
You have to show them, like when mine come and they're having issues in school, we break that down. Well, what did
Right.
you do? What did she say? What did he say? What did you say? And then I tell them how it should have went.
Right. Right.
You know, but you
Right.
have to be in the bottom line to it. I feel like I read a post about a guy posted, communication isn't the key if the person you're talking to is not comprehending. Comprehension is the lock.
Right.
Communication is going to forever be the key. You do your part, and if they don't get it, you did your part.
Right. Right. Right.
And when it comes to children, I feel like, just like the one that ended her life a week or so ago, had everything in the world, new car, school, the latest clothes, anything the school offered, she had best dorm rooms. I mean, living it up.
Right.
Nice bank account. It still wasn't enough. That child didn't feel loved.
Right.
You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Mhm.
And my oldest brother broke that down to me because I didn't understand. We got our ass whooped.
Right.
We got
Right.
ashtrays
Right.
thrown at us. We got whipped with switches, extension cords, whatever. You say something crazy, if it's an ashtray or something, that mama picked that up and boom. You know
Right,
what I'm saying?
right,
Get you in your
right.
back. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You ducking. You got a knot
Right.
on your head for being hit.
Right.
And my brother tried that with his kids, my oldest brother, and he told me, him and I was doing, I think it was really our first one-on-one lunch together, dinner together. And he said, hey man, with this raising kid thing, do not raise your kids the way we were raised. He said, it's a totally different breed.
Right.
And I'm thinking to myself, totally different breed, we all human. I got my ass whooping work. So I'm going to apply that to mine.
Right.
But I guess his was more extreme and his kids didn't adjust to that. So a lot of times the children can feel beat down by the parent
Right.
who they look up to, who they
Mhm.
feel like should love them. My parents were strict. Principals list, honor roll. I dropped the honorable mention. Everything got took out my room. No phone, no TV, no keys to the car. You know, I knew what it
Man,
took to
come
get
on.
it back.
Right.
I knew what it took to get it back. But another child will see that and to feel like they can't do it. I'm a failure. But Pops instilled in me that, because I tried that when I was taking advanced math. I tried that I can't do it.
Right.
He said, if one person can do it, you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a best friend named Letitia Sawyer.
Right.
And I used to always hang out over there. We hang out, we have fun. So and she was in the advanced math class with me, and she could do it.
Right.
So one day I said, hey, I need to learn these Pythagorean theorems. Y'all got them down pat. I'm making C's in this, and and I'm getting punished at home. I can't party later if I want to. I can't come pick y'all up.
Right.
Let's study first, and then we have fun. Because if one person can do it, which was her, I can do it. So she taught me. I ended up passing the class, making a B in the class.
Right.
But another child will see that and be like, I can't do it, and see themselves as a failure in their parents' eyes, and they don't want that. And I think that's kind of what was going on with the young lady that clocked out of here, took a life a couple weeks ago. Mm-hmm. Trying to live up to the standards of what mom or pops or whatever wanted her to do. Right. And even though my folks had standards set, a bar that I had to reach, they also taught me that if they knew I was trying and I couldn't get it, right, that was fine. But they wanted to at least me to show them that I tried. Right. It wasn't no, you didn't get that, so you're not getting nothing. No, they was like, show us you're trying. We don't feel like you're trying. And don't get me wrong, when they used to say that sometimes, yes, and I was frustrated with the course. Oh yeah, I had the little frog in the throat and the tears in the eyes, and I'm mad. I'm beating my hand together, wanting to punch a hole through the wall. Right. But then I had to calm down. You know what I'm saying? Regroup, because I knew they loved me. Instead of me saying, "Oh, they just beat me down," I'm like, "Okay, they just want the best for me." And he broke it down. He said, "Okay, don't try." He said, "So if you choose to dig a ditch instead of work corporate, that's on you. If you want to use your physical instead of your mental, if you're satisfied with that, that's what you do." Even though probably deep down he was like, "Man, you better get this, blah, 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 blah." But then he said, "I tell you what, if you think that's too tough, you don't want to make the grades, you want to do this, you rather dig this." He said, nothing wrong with digging ditches if that's what you want to do. Right. He said, but looking at you and how we're bringing you up, you're not digging ditch material. You're not really going to feel out there digging a ditch. Right. He said, you want to be in an office under the air conditioner when it's 100 degrees outside.
And I'm gonna say this, just being a child of a single mother. My mother had to compensate for my father not being there. My mother had to be mother and father. So she disciplined me, but she also gave me things. Because I was her only child, she didn't want me to feel like I was rejected. And if I wouldn't have been in such an early age around older men in my 20s, I don't know what would have happened to me, because of how I see how life is. In life, a lot of times, we have life in our head is romanticized. And we think of things, we have plans in our head, and in our heads, we accomplish them plans. But when reality, when it's time to execute in reality, we see a lot of roadblocks in our way, and we don't want to deal with the roadblocks because it's hard. We tell people our ideas. Because I've done this several times. I see in my head how easy it is to do a thing and to meet a goal, but then operate it, activate, and the level of commitment it takes to bring that out of your head, it's a whole totally different thing. And I think a lot of times children nowadays, they don't know how to overcome the difficulties of things that they have in their head. They don't.
Have you ever been in a dark place?
Yes, I have.
And how did you overcome it?
I had to push through it. I had to push through it and find I had to talk to somebody. First, I talked to somebody. And I did not go with just suck it up. I never believed in that because we're human beings. I think that a lot of times we lack the community of enough to community that we could talk to each other or go seek a professional. Because I think sometimes just getting professional help, just talking to somebody can mitigate or lessen the rate of suicide amongst us. Now, I think we're the highest group of individuals, blacks and Latinos, or they say Latinx in a generation, that's on social media. And with social media is so powerful that it can tell a beautiful girl that she's ugly. You can be looking at your friends going to Hawaii, going to Cabo. I know my coworkers, they go to Colombia. They go all over the world. Italy, Cancun, Tulum, these different places I want to go. But I understand that I'm in my own lane and I'm not in nobody else's hurry. So when I think that the young people, they are in other people's hurry and they're not understanding to run their own race. Run your own race. I can't do what you do and you can't do what I do. They want, because a lot of times, man, we want to, we can really, and if we're not accepted, then that's where that feeling of rejection, we don't know how to handle it. We feel like we don't got no friends. Not understanding that we just got to find people that was going to accept us because it's somebody just like you that feel the same way. And that's something that I had to learn, because when I was in that dark space and was contemplating that at a younger age, I had to get around people. First, I prayed to Almighty God, Allah, to help me get this out of my mind. And the thing that I was really bummed about was the fact of being in a certain environment. Sometimes you can be in environments that can foster that. You can be around people that really don't support you, and you gotta really, as that sound, you really gotta be around people that want to see you win. And also, you may have some children, they come in this world with chemical imbalances. You may not have the correct amount of nourishment. You may eating the wrong foods. You see, when we in Monroe, in these places, McDonald's 24/7, people going to McDonald's, grown people going to McDonald's. You feeding your children a constant diet of fast food. So it's a lot of factors. It's a lot of factors that could contribute to the rise of suicide amongst
I think a lot
teens.
of it is what you kind of mentioned earlier, but you didn't nail it. I think it's one of the main things is that this social media.
Yeah.
We never cared about what nobody else was doing.
No.
All it made us doing growing up was step your game up.
Yeah, step your game up.
That's
what we had. We had fun with that. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Jay doing that shit. I got to practice a little bit more.
Now
you know what I'm saying?
They see that they want to kill now.
Right.
So
they want to kill themselves.
Failure is an opportunity to get better.
Right.
And that's what they're not realizing. If you if you fail a test, that is your opportunity to identify an area that you have an issue in,
right,
where you need to concentrate more,
right,
to get a better grade the next time.
That's right.
But
that's
who's
right.
gonna tell them that if the parent just saying you made an F, I'm not accepting no F. You need to get in there and study.
So that's what I'm saying. So parents have to, first of all, you have to know your child's limitations.
Right.
Every child is not an A student.
Right.
There are going to be some kids that require some additional attention,
right,
in order to be able to pass,
right,
whatever it is. Or
right, that's just a fact. That's just a fact. That's a reality.
So you cannot continue. You cannot pressure your kids academically or in sports, because they do not have they may not have the same mental ability
How physical.
or physical ability to complete whatever it is that you're wanting them to complete. Just because you played JV football and sat on the end of the bench, now you want little Johnny to be a superstar.
Right.
Hell, if you couldn't do it, little Johnny can't do it.
That's what I think too. A lot of the parents are trying to live
through their children,
shortcomings in life,
through their children,
and the kids of today are seeing that as burden.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's seeing that as, I can't, do it. And that's why they preach, like, I was in the music, violin and all that.
Right.
But they say, don't force your children to do what you did.
Right.
And a lot of our generation get caught up into that, I feel.
Right.
And that child don't want to disappoint that parent. And so they just go with the flow.
Right.
They don't want to disappoint the parent.
But you look at this, man. Look at this. You dealing with children now that got access to guns. They got access to drugs. And guns and drugs, when we were coming up, we didn't have a lot of guns and drugs in our community. We had drugs, of course, but the accessibility, the proliferation, the rapid spread of drugs in our community and guns in our community, and we fast forward to this generation, look what they dealing with.
Man,
I'm killing. I got the best of you in talking about you. I embarrass you. First of all, you the one picked on me. And then I turned around, flip, and embarrassed you, and now you finna kill me.
They don't do that now.
You see what I'm saying? Because we were able to do that because that's the skill that we had to have. Jay and Black, somebody was cold at ranking. Somebody was cold at capping when we was coming up. That was a skill. That was a skill. That was a skill that you had to crown yourself with, and people didn't mess with you because you was cold at capping. You follow what I'm saying? But now the youngsters, they can be walking home. I didn't embarrass this man, this youngster, and he finna blow my head off.
Yeah.
Because I embarrassed you. So I'm finna you embarrassed me, so I'm finna kill you. I'm finna take your
canceled generation.
Yeah.
They are so rude and outspoken.
Yeah.
Just like the young lady a couple of months ago that jumped off the roof in I think New York somewhere. TikToker, YouTuber, news analyst or whatever. Because she felt like she was getting of age and that she wasn't gonna be pretty enough to compete.
Right.
And when she turned 30. So she ended her life. You know what I'm saying? Because of what the people tell her. She was being cyberbullied, so to speak, by some haters. You getting old, you finna be 30, you old.
Right.
You're not gonna be as pretty, you don't look like this, you gonna look like that. And she let that get in her head and she jumped off the roof and killed herself.
But you know what suicide does? Suicide, what it doesn't do, it doesn't allow you the opportunity to prove them wrong.
Right. That's right.
And it doesn't give you the opportunity to prove that you're going to be right.
Right. That's right.
So you've taken your life when you don't even know what your life is going to consist of or what it's going to be in the future.
Right.
You never know how your fortunes are going to turn around. Right. And if there are misfortunes, then you have to learn how to deal with those misfortunes and turn them into fortunes.
Right, right. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. I know I had a friend of mine, Jay, in Black, that her cousin committed suicide. They found her hanging from the ceiling fan, and my friend's brother found her. So he got that image in his head for the rest of his life. That he went in and found his little cousin. I think she was about 15 years old at the time. This was in '98. Found her hanging from a ceiling fan because she felt like in this, her mother was telling her, "I wish you wasn't born. I wish I didn't have you." Talked about the baby. Cut the baby. The child was a beautiful young woman, would have grown into a beautiful young woman. But my mother's words, because a lot of times, man, your parents' words can destroy you if you're not careful. Because the words of your parents are connected to your heart. And nothing hurts worse than your parent telling you that you're a failure.
You know what?
And that's what happened to her in her instance. But go ahead, Jay.
When I was in the 7th grade,
Mm-hmm.
I was too busy trying to dress and look good that I failed 7th grade.
Mm.
And my grandmother told me, she said, "You ain't gonna be
Right.
You're gonna be a janitor. You ain't gonna be nothing."
Right.
So I went to summer school that year, and I made A's in both of the subjects that I failed.
Right. Right.
And I never, ever failed at school again.
Right. Right. Right.
So what she told me actually motivated me.
Was a motivation
to show you that I can do this.
But how did you know to do that though, Jay? How did you know to take what she did and not put suicide as an option? What was it? What foundation was given to you to know to think the way you think?
Number one, I was competitive. That's
right.
That's one thing.
Right.
But I had confidence in my ability to do stuff.
Was that something natural in you?
That was. I can only say that it was natural in me because I can't find a foundation that was laid for me to think or to feel that way.
Right. Okay.
So I never really received the congratulations, the pat
or
on
the support. The support.
Yeah, support.
Right.
That promoted that.
Right.
So I took it upon myself. You have to be able to motivate yourself. You have to want things for yourself.
Right.
So regardless of what anyone thinks of you or how anyone feels about you, you have to be motivated enough to say, that's not me. I'm better than that.
Right.
I may not be better than you, but I'm better than what you're putting me at.
Right.
So I don't put myself above it.
But how
myself below
but how's that? How could that? What is it? Where's the disconnect coming from with the youth? That
lack
you think
of communication, and like I explained,
with the youth,
with the youth and the parent, the youth and the parent. Because you shouldn't really care about what nobody say. My folks that taught me, people gonna talk about you long as you live.
Right.
Then they used to always use Jesus Christ. Hell, they talk about Jesus Christ.
Right.
But I feel like the best thing that mine did was we had family conferences, like I said at the
and that was effective. That's effective.
When I had issues, they had issues. I had problems. They had problems with what I was doing. We were able to come to a table and discuss everything that was going on. Now, granted, when I first started going to the table, I held everything in because I figured, they're the adults. they're gonna do what they want anyway.
Right.
So I ain't saying nothing. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. But as I got comfortable, I started saying, well, I feel like I could stay out late on weekends. I don't
Right.
feel like I'm not finna. I don't think I need to be home at 11 o'clock
Right.
on no
Right.
Friday and Saturday night.
Right. Right.
10 o'clock is cool on actually through the week I think it was 8
Right.
I had to be in, and on weekends I think they would give me the 11 or 12. When
Right,
I got
right.
popular, I'm
Right.
I'm like, I ain't coming in. That's crazy. Me coming in at 11 o'clock when the
Right.
party just started jumping at 10. I
Right.
can't, and I was mad. I always had to be dropped off, and the party just jumping. Hey man, run me to the house. I gotta get to the house.
Right.
So that was a problem I had. And had we not talked about that, who knows? All the other kids enjoying themselves. I'm
Right.
at home. I'm mad.
Mm-hmm.
I could have turned psycho. Let me go kill him.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I can't enjoy myself. Everybody else, I'm missing out on everything. I can't be with my girlfriend, can't be with my friends, can't turn up. I'm popular. So now I'm sitting there plotting on how I can kill them so I can go party. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And when you 16 years
But
old,
with that, with black people, I don't think, man, I really don't think that's in our nature. And I'm not to attest to any other race of people. I'm just saying that in our nature, we can get that angry because you got children
You
with
don't
these
know.
outbursts.
right,
You got
don't
children.
know.
You got
Because you
children
got
with
black-
these
you got
out.
black
Yeah, that's
kids
true.
today
That's
killing
true.
their parents. You got
Right.
black kids
That's
today
right.
killing their parents.
That's right.
So
That's
you
right.
don't
You
know.
got
But
black kids today killing each other.
my point
Right.
is lack of communication, that disconnect between the parent and child. That's very, 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 very important.
Right.
And
You know what? Black said they had family conferences. We had family fights.
Okay.
There was no sitting down talking to each other. There was no pouring out of emotions. There was no, this affected me. This is how that made me feel. So I had to develop that over a period of time as I grew older and feel like I grew wiser, and said that I'm not going to do that to my kids. I'm not going to do that to my kids.
Right.
I need them to be able to express themselves and talk, because we're dealing with a different generation
Right.
that
Right.
feels that has these feelings and emotions that they can't get past.
Right.
So we cannot continue to sweep their feelings and emotions by the side and be like,
Right.
you're going to be okay.
Nah, that's not hard, man. Because even you dealing with adults, some of us, when they say check on your happy friends, Robin Williams, the actor Robin Williams, it was another actor. It was a few actors that committed suicide because we don't know what they dealing with in the inside.
The one I looked up to, that Christopher, was it St. John? I admired him. I admired
Yeah,
that
the
man.
soap opera.
Neil from
The brother,
Miami.
yeah.
He was on the cool. He was a motivation person for me. I admired that man.
Yeah.
Just like I do Shamar Moore, because they spoke what they wanted to do and they did their thing.
So
And
go ahead.
when he did that, I was crushed, shocked,
Yeah.
stunned. But then when I read on what was going on, he felt like he failed his son, his firstborn.
Right.
Because his firstborn committed suicide.
Yeah.
And he felt like he failed him because he didn't do enough. He wasn't there enough.
Right.
And every day, even after he did that 2 years after, they won a lawsuit and all that, but
Right.
all that didn't matter because every day he woke up, he was faced with, I failed my son. Turned alcoholic, ended up killing, went on killing himself.
My thing is, a lot of people, when I used to say this, people just were like, what? But I don't believe in role models as it relates to public figures.
Okay.
And because what I see in public figures are characters that they play in the
Right.
public.
Right. And we
So-
don't know the everyday
And me,
Right.
on my note, I don't care about their everything. If they're achieving something and I feel like I can use that person, whatever they're acting, to motivate me to go a step farther or to take another step into the career I'm trying to be in,
yeah.
I could care less what their personal life is like. And
But
I was
the-
going to bring that
Yeah.
when it comes to our rappers,
Yeah.
when it comes to our artists, people need to stop judging them on their personal life and appreciate the music, appreciate their contribution to our music. They can be a crackhead, they can be a child molest, they could be whatever that their person is, but that doesn't affect their music.
Right.
So-
right.
My thing is, you know, like when they try to do the Michael Jackson, they doing the R. Kelly. My thing is, if they made good music and it contributed to the culture, they won Grammys, they won whatever, that's that side. Their personal life, we ain't got nothing to do with that. We're seeing, and what was introduced to us was the talent.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
so that's what you can appreciate a person for their job.
Right.
You can
That's
see
what I was
things
saying.
that you like about them in their job.
Right.
But what I'm saying as looking up to someone as a role model, saying that I want to be like that person.
No, not be like them.
No. I'm just saying you
From the
have
streets.
people out there that's saying that they have these role models that they want
Yeah.
to be like because they are the ideal person that they have in their head of what that
Right.
ideal person is. And
Right.
those people are flawed also.
Right.
All
right.
men are flawed. And when I
Right.
say men, I'm including women. All people are flawed.
People. Right.
So people
So-
that are looking up to these preachers and these rappers and these movie stars and whomever, they're
Right.
all flawed.
Right. Right.
So-
right.
Yeah,
You can't-
I
so
agree
you
with you
need
on
to- you
they're
need
all
to be-
flawed.
You need to be your own motivation. You need to find someone that is real, that you can reach out and touch,
Right.
to learn from, to build on what you're doing.
Right.
That's easily
Right.
said, but when there's no one, when you are when what your job is or your profession, no one's around you doing that. So people like the DJ Jazzy Jeffs, Scratch Bastard, all of them, I can't physically touch them, but they motivate me to stay in my craft and keep me good and on my toes in what I'm doing. So
Right.
I guess that depends on the career you chose. So if you can go out there and touch a real estate agent and that's your thing, do that. But if mine is DJing and all the DJs, majority of the DJs around me don't do a third of what I do, they don't motivate me. They don't
Right.
they don't excite me. So
Right.
I have to rely on people that excite me to
So
Right.
so
You know,
so
do
what
different-
you're actually doing is you're motivating yourself to be better than or to be like those people. They aren't motivating you. You are motivating yourself because
Right.
you're saying that I can reach that status
Right.
based on my abilities, taken from bits and pieces of what I see from them.
Right.
Right.
I admire them. I
Right.
admire the fact
You
that
admire their craft,
Right. Right.
Right.
how
right.
well they are at their craft, and it motivates
and how long
you.
they've been doing it. Jazzy Jeff, 50-something years old, and still he taking out the 18-year-old DJ.
Right. Right.
They can't touch
right.
it.
See, and the thing is that I was illustrating just with the children, with the celebrities, was you got to check on your happy friends, because even the children, if they jovial, if they feeling good, check up on them, just see how they doing. A lot of times, even with your youngsters, they just want you to see them. They just want you to see them. Because sometimes we work, we go to work, we so consumed with work. I know when I go to work, we don't know what day of the week it is sometimes. So I can just imagine when you're having children and you have to work and you have to balance life, how do you fit
It's
in the
hard.
space when
And
you
that's
coming
where the
home
parent-
and you tired, and then they
That's where
want to
the
play, they
parents
want to
of
do
today-
different things.
That's what I feel the parents of the day are failing. Plus, they still want to party and compete with the people they see on social media
Right.
instead of saying what's going on with my child.
Right.
Let me see make sure she's okay.
Right.
Let me do this with her today. Let me do this with them today.
Right.
It's all about what me and Sharon finna do at the club.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
what we finna do on the cruise,
Right.
So
on our
that's
girls trip.
that's the thing. That's the thing. You need to take time to identify certain things in your children. You need to identify what depression looks like in a child. You need to identify what mental health issues look like in a child, your child. And you need to pay attention to those things in order to help prevent them getting to a point where they feel like there's no return, or that they feel like no one loves them.
Right.
Do
you
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. It just a thought in my head. But go ahead and finish your point. I got you.
So what I'm saying is, you have to. I know back in the day, our parents used to say this and say that about us. Little, get out of here. Get your black out of here, or whatever it is.
Right.
And it may be something to your physical characteristics where you may have some low self-esteem in those areas.
Right.
So parents have to realize things that they say to their kids these days can cause them to have certain esteem issues, certain self-esteem issues as it relates to the words, because those words actually stick to those kids these days.
Right.
I didn't think so until, because that's the problem that I found out with my sister. Moms used to say a whole lot of hard stuff to try to make her a lady.
Right.
Yeah, you got long hair and you walking around here thinking you pretty, but a man be with you and he'll go and get somebody who have this long and black as that street out there and mess over you with her. Stuff like that. It didn't bother me when she would say different stuff like that to me. It just, I was a nonchalant, don't care type of kid.
Mm-hmm.
But when she got grown, that bothered her. And I was sitting there like, you let the words that mom said trying to teach you to be a lady, not just laying down, opening your legs for anybody. So she used that as an example while you running behind this guy thinking you so in love with him and he love you, he'll leave you in a heartbeat and get with somebody who hair this long and black as that street out there and leave you in a heartbeat. She took that and that hurt her, So
that's what I'm saying. You have to learn how to motivate.
And that was
child.
Back then.
Yeah, you have to learn how to motivate your child.
Man,
and
yeah,
everyone doesn't respond to constructive criticism. Everyone doesn't respond to whoopings. Everyone doesn't respond to whatever harshness that you dish out.
Right.
I had to learn it.
So you really have to learn your child.
Right.
Learn your. I can't stress that enough. Learn your child.
It's a job.
Communicate with your child. Spend time with your child. Show them love. Express what love looks like in a positive way.
Right. So whoopings across the board don't work. Dealing with your children. So if you got 2 or 3 children,
Mine do.
Yours do. So, but what Jay, did you have to spank your child or whoop your child? Did you have to do that when he was coming up?
I can only speak to my youngest one. I spent time with him.
Okay.
I whooped him one time, and I never had to whoop him again.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I am.
He
responded. One time.
I had to learn that he responded to me being more disappointed in him and talking to him a certain way versus me actually whooping him.
And that's I think after my first initial whippings with mine, that's how they are too. But
Right.
any given Sunday, I will not spare that rock. I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna tell you, I might tear mine up, but like I said, like he say, once that initial, they know you'll whoop their butt. I think, you know, and I haven't done it in a minute now. But it took that one. I will whoop your butt, and then they don't want me to be disappointed. That's just the bond that we have. If they feel like they disappoint me, boy, they get more down than I am. So, but you have to whoop that tail. That ass whooping still works. But like I said, if you do it right the first time, that lessens how many more times you have to do it. And then it turns into, I don't want to disappoint dad. I don't want to disappoint mom. But you have to let them know you will tap that ass.
Right.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
So,
That is powerful.
And I don't care what the laws are and all that. They got to get to a phone to call the law.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But after I whip them, I explain to them what I got them for. This is what happened.
Right.
I told you to go in there and wash some dishes, and you chose to go lay down in your room, and you took you a nap. Like F what I said.
Right.
So I came in there and I shook your memory tree.
Yeah.
With this leather belt.
But you know, children killing their parents. Now, you know, some parents, they are scared of their children.
Oh yeah.
How do you think that have happened to whereas children are scared of parents are scared of their children now? What have happened on that in that situation that you see that now that I've seen children cuss their mamas out, call them B's, call them H's, bitches, hoes, in front of their siblings. And man, we'll get knocked into next week. We'll get knocked into next week saying, hell, damn, booty. We got knocked in the next week. We got knocked in the next week. Look, we got knocked in the next week calling our parents by their first name. I couldn't call my aunts, my mother, none of my relatives by their first name.
And you know what
I get knocked into next week.
You know what that was?
Respect.
They don't have respect these days. And it's parents who have killed themselves because of that.
Right.
Because the child talks to them any kind of way, beating them up. They can't take it. You know what I'm saying? Something you birthed, something you sacrificed and took care of is jumping on you now.
Right.
Nothing. Negative.
Right.
And you got, if you Google, you will see several parents off their lives that was getting beat up or disrespected by their child.
Right.
So it's like, it's just this new generation. If you don't instill that fear, because with fear comes respect. They have to fear you first. Even the people that's the Christians, the fearing, you have to put fear in that heart. Right. Because if they don't fear you, the respect's not going to be there. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, like I say, beating them, you don't want to, they take that different, but on the same note, I give an explanation like my parents did me. Right. They gave me an explanation where we getting you. I'm getting you because you did this, did that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Then, that taught me when I got grown to accept my responsibility of what I did wrong.
Right.
I did it, so I accepted the consequences.
Do you think, okay, let's put it like this. What if your child's struggling and was entertaining suicide? How would you deal with that, man? Would you seek professional help? Would you say, hey, I'm gonna have to seek some professional help, or do you think that you can do that yourself? Any one of y'all can answer that.
I would try myself first.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? When mine would say stuff like, I hate my life, I have to go in there and remind them what you should like about your life.
Right.
You got a nice roof over your head.
Right.
You got video games. You got the top game in there. You got video games. You got your own TV, your own room. There's plenty of people who don't have that.
Right.
But
my parents used to always remind us of what we had.
See, here's the thing, though. you hear kids. We just talked about. You even gave an example of a kid that had everything that they needed or wanted. So you're naming all these material things that they have, and that you
Right.
feel like they should be thankful for, and that might even not even be their motivation behind the thoughts of suicide.
Right. But
Right.
when you know your child, you still have to show people, not even your child, you have to show people what life is worth, why life is worth living.
Now,
Then when it gets deeper than that, then that's where the communication comes in at. Because I can
So-
show you all day why you should want to live.
right,
But then now it's time to communicate with me and say,
So you don't think that these parents of kids that have committed suicide attempted to show them what it is that they have to live for. Sometimes it goes deeper than that.
that's why
do
I say,
you do you think? Let me
that's
ask
what I
this:
said. Hold on,
Do
hold
you
on,
think
hold on.
it's you? Do you think it's? Do you think it's? We can.
Bread.
It's going deeper down into chemical imbalances.
Mm-mm.
Do you
No,
think
no,
it's
no.
it's some
That-
psychological?
that is
Now
a
you got.
possibility.
Wait a second.
We cannot,
You
cannot exclude that.
right.
can't
We cannot
exclude-
Because
exclude
we-
that.
you-
That's
That's where the
people
professionalism
make
coming
errors.
in. That's where
That's
the
where a lot of people make errors at, not recognizing that it may be a chemical imbalance, that there
Yeah.
may be something that is mentally wrong with that child.
right.
So
And that's why I say
yes,
you
I would
start out.
attempt.
You start
No,
out
so-
giving people. You start out by letting them see why you feel they should want to live. Why you
Right.
feel they should love their life. Then
Right.
that's where the communication comes, where they tell you what's going on, and
Right.
then from there you decide.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you just like, let's just say Jay say, man, I done lost my wife. I don't even see life worth living.
Right.
I'm gonna show him everything, man. You this, you this, you this, you that.
Yeah.
You can't just jump over that and say, well, let's no. You got to start from the beginning. I'm gonna let him know
Right.
why he should be here.
Right.
I love you. I'm gonna miss you. You want to
Right.
disappoint me like that? I
Right.
try to do this for you. You got this. You got this. You got this.
Yeah.
You got this. You got that. Then
Yeah.
if it's deeper than that, you give them the opportunity to speak,
Yeah.
and then you seek professional help to see if that helps. But if you can't get through them, chances of a psychiatrist getting through them, they may know a couple little tricks, but
Yeah.
it just depends on that child. But you
Yeah.
try to get them to open up, or that person.
Yeah.
You try to
And
open up.
yeah, I'm gonna say when I was younger, when I was in my 20s, I had to seek professional help. A brother helped me when I was in that dark space. I went to the hospital, and they put me on meds for a short period of time. But what I discovered was, I don't know if it was a sugar pill, I don't know if it was a placebo, but I think that the doctor knew that it wasn't as serious as I thought it was.
You was bullshit.
So, no, I wasn't. That I had to be heard, and she facilitated the ear. And once I understood that, and she questioned me in a way to uncover why I was feeling what I was feeling.
What was really going
What
on?
was really wrong. And I had to, the environment I was in, the people I was dealing with, because they were trying to make me feel like I was crazy. But once I removed myself from those individuals, my life has been 100%, trillion percent better. Because when you dealing with people, or sometimes you can deal with people that could be jealous of you, jealous of your abilities, and you just want to be friends with them, and they don't want to be friends with you. So I had to learn that everybody is not going to like you. Everybody is not going to be your friend. Everybody is not going to agree with the things you do. You
And
just
how
have
old
to
were you
keep
when
you
you
have
did
you have to keep going. And once she helped me understand that, that's when I got back on the road, because I was in the gravel. I was like, damn.
How old were you when you did that?
I was probably in my early 20s. I was in my early 20s.
No knock.
Yeah.
But that's something your mom should have instilled in you, or whoever was around you should have instilled in you at a young age. That's why I never thought about something like that, because they instilled that in me at a young age. Everybody's not gonna like you. Everybody's not gonna be your friend.
But again, let's deal with this. Again, that was taught to me at a young age. But to receive it in real time, and no, in the real time in life, the real time and
you can handle it. Whereas
real experience. I didn't have. Yeah. No, I didn't. Because now listen to me. The point I'm making.
I faced it for real.
Right, because people deal with things differently. So just because I went to go seek professional help, that don't mean I was weak. That means that I needed help. That means that sometimes you may need a tutor. You may learn math faster than me, but I may need a tutor to catch up to where you was. Okay, you learn that quicker than me, but that don't make a person less than even if your parent. Yeah, because my mother is right in me, and my aunt right that I I didn't understand. Okay, they don't like me, but I got to deal in this group. I got to deal with these people on an everyday basis. How do I navigate around people? See, I didn't understand that part, and that's the part that I had to learn on my own. Yes, you gonna deal with people that you don't like, that's not gonna like you. But how do you navigate when you know it's like being on a job. You being on a job, you gonna have drama on the job. People screwing each other. People doing this. People doing that. People talking about you. You may like somebody. That person may not like you. This person may run a game on you. So you got to learn. I had to learn to navigate around people and not feel bad about what I stand for. Because I was trying to be a people pleaser. And a lot of times, a whole lot of times, you can't be no people pleaser. You got to know what's right and stand for what's going to be for your own mental space. And I said that to say, I think a lot of times these children, they want to be people pleasers. They want people to like them because they feel that they don't have any friends when it's a lot of children out in this world. But when you deal with it live and in color, then that's a whole total different mix, because your nuances are different. Yeah, you may have dealt with people talking about you, but like you said, we deal with each other. You got a certain personality that I don't have. I'm more a punctual type person. I'm more of a non-emotional type. Hey, bro, we need to start at 7:30. We start at 7:30. Some people get offended with doing this. Some people get offended with me calling them out on things. Some people get offended. Some people are just nonchalant. They laid back, and because I didn't have people.
I never gave a damn.
Right. So, because but some people get offended by that when you got to deal. No, but when you got to deal with them on an everyday basis.
I deal with people on an everyday basis, but at the end of the day, I know who I am. I know my word, and I don't need you. Just like you started that organization, I can go start my own. I didn't join the alphas and all that. I'm me by me. I didn't have to join those. I thought about joining the alphas.
But you see my point on what I was saying.
The guy who was going to be over me was trying to belittle me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when I saw what he was doing, had me catering to him and all that crap, being his puppet, I don't need this, because I was already popular when I went there to the orientation. Right. I was dancing and all that, so everybody already saw that I was something. Right. Joining that, it wasn't worth it. I was always a me by me, please myself. Right. Type of person. Right. If you're not responsible for a crumb going in my mouth, a penny going in my pocket, you know what I'm saying? The air that I breathe, I didn't give a damn. Right. And I'm still like that today, and I'm instilling that in mind. Right. Live your life you can't go back, because if the daughter want to hang with Sierra and Sierra saying, well, you don't make enough money or you don't look like you should be in my group, start
Right.
your own damn group.
Start your own.
That's not the end of the world.
But
And I'm teaching them that.
yeah, and a lot of times children don't really realize their own potential. I think a lot of times when children are jealous of other children, they can't just, and we speaking on children, just human beings, is that we don't see our own potential, man, because each and every one of us, God have given each and every one of us a talent that nobody can do it like us. You
Right.
DJ, you a god at that. Nobody, you got other DJs, but nobody can DJ like you. Nobody got the ear like you. Nobody spin. Nobody got the timing like you. I may speak. I may got the gift of speech. Other people speak, but I speak a certain way to convey an idea, to put an idea out in space. And I think that a lot of times parents, got to really foster that in the child to teach them about their uniqueness on what you can do and nobody else can do. You know, one thing. Go ahead, Jay.
No, I was just gonna say, it's almost 9:15, but my thing is, and I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna
Okay,
my farewell.
I got you.
You have to show your child their worth,
Right,
and the best example of their worth is you.
right,
Let them know your successes as well as your failure, and your failure as well as your successes. And the reason that I said it that way is because you can be succeeding at one moment and then you can be failing.
right.
And you can be failing at one
Right.
moment, then you can be succeeding.
Right. That's how life works.
So you're not always going to be down. But if you
Right.
teach your child their worth through your works and allow them to understand that life is difficult, but it's not hard.
Right,
You make your own decision. No one has to like you more than you.
right,
You have to love yourself. And someone else is going to love you.
right,
Someone out there is going to love you regardless of who you are, what you look like, what you have, and what you don't have. And let those people, you find yourself falling in with those people that like you for who you are, not for how you look, what you are, what you have, and you will be in a better place
right.
when it
right.
comes to your emotional and mental state.
Right, right. Man, that's
real.
deep.
I mean, because
Yeah,
I
deep.
had to do that today. But yeah, we appreciate that, Jay, man. That was you nailed it to go home. But yeah, next week we'll tune in with you, Jay. We'll send you what it's gonna be about next week. Probably touch up on the mass shootings or something. But we'll let you know.
All right,
Appreciate
that's what's
All right,
up.
Jess.
tuning in, man.
All right,
Salute.
peace.
But yeah, I had to explain that to the daughter today. I was like, he was asking me about my GPA. You know, at the end of the school, what was the GPA? And then she asked me about college. And I was telling her, the first semester to a college, it was easy. You didn't listen it. I say, but then when you get to partying and trying to juggle the partying with the school, a lot of times it don't mix.
Right.
And so I was explaining to her that it's okay to party to celebrate passing a class,
Right.
but don't make partying an every weekend thing you want to do. And so you instill that in that child at a young age. You let them know, like he said, your successes and your failures and how you bounce back. It's a communication thing. So even though they say communication not the key, because if you can communicate all day, but if the person not comprehending, it's worthless.
Right.
Nah, you got to find you somebody who can comprehend. If you can't,
Right.
if you can't get them to comprehend, communication gonna always be the key. If you
Right.
got you somebody who can't comprehend, then you need to keep searching till you find that comprehension.
Right,
You know
right,
what I'm
right,
saying?
right,
Because
right,
you
right,
know
right.
that post, it was
That's
cute,
excellent.
and it
Yeah,
and it is amen and thumbs up. But on the
yeah,
same note, man, everybody know communication is always the key.
right,
Because if you don't communicate, what do
right,
we have? It's
right,
silence.
right.
You know what I'm saying? And what you gonna do?
Man,
Imagine what silence look like?
yeah, man, yeah,
You
man.
know, so
Yeah, yeah. I can just imagine. Not to cut you off.
go
It
ahead. No,
just
no.
you gave me a thought that life for me. I can say I haven't had a bad childhood. I mean, you go do bullying, but I had older cousins at the time that made sure I was straight. The community was around to look out for the other little children. Didn't have the children to fight each other. Y'all cut that out and separate. If y'all had an issue, y'all square off. Nobody jumping nobody. Y'all finna get y'all boys. Y'all finna get this dust off each other's faces so y'all can. And then we ain't want to hear about it no more. So that I think that, and I hate that the sense of community is gone. I wish that we can go back to where we can look out for each other's children and love each other's children without it being twisted and crazy and you kidnapping the child and doing all this, because parents, I can only imagine a young mother in her 20s and 30s got to deal with perverted men and perverted women that'll touch their child, so they don't really have the support. I know at work, the young girls that have babies, and when they do extra mandatory hours that you have to stay, they got to worry about their child, or they leaving their child with their family member for an extra extended, unexpected period of time. So just having community, man, in that level of support is important. And I'm learning just as an individual how important it is just to have that support, man, how to talk to somebody. I think just getting through some dark, some hard things in life, turns in life, man, it helps you to be around, because I think that it's our nature as human beings to be around and support one another, and be at, if we're at competition, it's something healthy. Because I'm not trying to DJ. That ain't that ain't my thing. I can't. I don't know how to do that and mix and have that ear, but I know how to do sound. I know how to set up. So I found my purpose and my truth in what I'm good at and stick to it. And I think that a lot of times children, them babies, they got to really find their worth on what they can do and what God gave them, because God ain't denied nobody their talents. And I think that's something that we got to learn as individuals.
Well, I feel too that to add to that is you have to let your child be their person.
Right.
And I'm thinking a lot of times without the bullying, because I think bullying got a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
Social media got a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
Competition, trying to be better than the next or keep up with what the Jones is doing, play a lot on the depression of the teens
Right.
and people, period. You know,
Right.
you got grown people in their 30s that's getting depressed because they seeing Sheila on a yacht,
Mm-hmm.
and you not able to go on the yacht. You know what I'm saying? That's all that social media.
Right.
But let that child, that teen or whatever, be who they are and support them.
Yeah.
I feel like if you support them, let's just say if I want mine to be a DJ,
Yeah.
and being a DJ is not what he want to do, he want to paint.
Right.
I have to support his artistry. If
Right.
you want to paint, I'm gonna go in there.
Right.
Hey, that's a nice picture. I love that. Hey,
Right.
I get you to paint something for my
Right.
logo,
Right.
for my music room.
Put them in a business. Put them in a business.
Put
Have
them
them
in a
design
business.
stuff.
You
Yeah.
have to support.
Pay 'em,
You
yeah.
have to support that child.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can't say because I'm a DJ, I want him to be a DJ, or because I hit principal's list, dean list, I want him to hit principal, dean list. You have to know that child, and don't, you as a person, as a parent, don't make that child feel stressed.
Right.
You know what I'm
right,
saying? Because they
right,
got
right,
enough. The children of today have enough stress in the streets
right.
between bullying, um,
Murder.
hating.
Yeah. Yeah.
They dodging bullets. They don't know
Yeah.
when whatever gonna happen.
Yeah.
So you don't need that at home.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
the mom may want her to be AKA, but if she
Yeah.
say, "Hey, mom, I don't want to be nothing when I go to school. I just want to go to
Oh,
school."
I don't even want to go to college. I want to go to a trade school. Don't cut me up because I don't want to do what you do.
Now.
Yeah.
They ain't doing that. They want to be a YouTuber or
Yeah.
a TikToker because they seeing the money that's
Yeah,
made.
and they making it
So
killing. Yeah.
A lot of them not even talking about college now.
Right,
Hey,
right.
I'm gonna be a TikToker.
And everything I need to learn from college, you can put it on YouTube.
On YouTube.
You know, look, check this out though, Black. On Sway this morning, it was a woman that came on. Her child is in college. What her husband and her did, they bought that baby a truck, a tractor trailer, and they put somebody in that tractor trailer, teach their daughter how to manage that tractor trailer, and that's how they gonna pay for school. And I think that's a brilliant idea. Is really to pass down business. That should be a new revolution for us and those that are parents, uncles, is to pass down ideas of business to our children so they can have an income when they come into the world. I think that knowing how to engage in business and do business and turn profit, that will put that drive in the child to be successful. So that's what I'm thinking. That's a good thing. Is passing down good business to a child. So I think that's good, man. We had a good talk tonight. We want to thank everyone that did tune in. Vi, I seen you. Coogee, I seen you. The tattoo shop is open. I seen you, nephew. I seen Julius. Trey, I saw you, nephew. And I appreciate those that viewed the podcast and speak on it. We're going to keep pushing. We got to reach our viewership. We encourage you to like and share our videos. And let us know what you think, man. Give us critique. Brother Brandon, appreciate you, my brother. All the brothers and sisters, Brother Shaheed, the minister over at Muhammad Miles number 48. We want to thank you if you tuned in or if you're looking at the replay. Thank you, Brother Brandon. If you're looking at the replay, thank you. Sister Tara, Sister Desire, thank you all for tuning in to us, and we appreciate you. And we're going to get our information and our subject for next week, and we'll be posting it. You want to get some last remarks?
Yeah, just to help with a solution, I just feel like the parents need to be more one-on-one in touch with your child.
Yeah.
And you'll be amazed on how you can reach them and what difference it'll make.
Right.
Just that simple. Let's hang out. Let's do them all day. Let's do a spa day. Let's go to the gym. Let's play work out, basketball. Just do something that the child not expecting you to do, to just come one-on-one with that child. It's not about you. Once you have a child, it's not about you anymore. Well, I'm not saying don't enjoy yourself at all, but you enjoy yourself once that child is straight. You know what I'm saying? So I just say you just need to be more one-on-one in touch, because the child didn't ask to be here. And the alarming rate that we're losing them to suicide is disturbing, and I just never thought I'd see that. And I just feel like we need to communicate more with the children, get more one-on-one with them. Right, so that's my solution to that. And stop being friends with them, right, to a degree. Get that respect back up, and just show them, instead of being friends, show them you love them. I show mine I love them. We're gonna have fun, but on the same note, they're gonna respect me. When I say playtime is over, bedtime, clean up. They're gonna do what I tell them to do.
Mm-hmm.
But they know we gonna joke. I clown. I do TikTok with them. I do it all. But when it's time to get serious, it's time to get serious.
Right.
Homework time, bedtime. Let's work. Clean your room up. Playtime is over. Now, when your room clean, we can have all the fun in the world. But it's that communication. You have to have that relationship and communication with your child. That window of communication. So let's try that, and let's see, can we bring these numbers down? Because they're at a staggering rate, and I never thought I'd see it. And we need to do something. And parents, I just think if you're a parent, all of us need to stop and just let that child know that you love them, their worth, and that you love them. And see if that's going on. But you need to have talks. You need to have that child where they're comfortable to talk to you. Because a lot of children are comfortable with talking to their parents because they're so distant.
Right. Or their judgment. They don't want to be judged by their
mm-mm.
parents. They don't want to be judged by their parents.
Even if like just say if they want to come out and say they're lesbian or come out and say they're gay. Right. You want that child to be comfortable enough with you to say that.
Right.
So if you don't have that relationship with your child, you need to be working on that. Right. Where that child can feel comfortable telling you anything. Right. Where you say, I may not, you have to say, I don't agree with same-sex dating. Right. But if it was to happen in my family, I would have to learn to accept it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to work through accepting it. And so that child, knowing that you won't kill them or kick them out of the house, may come and say, okay, mom, okay, dad, you know what I'm saying? This is what I'm going through. Right. So like I said, it's a different world. Right. It's a different world. Yeah. And we have to adjust, even though we set in our ways. Yeah. We're going to have to learn to adjust. Mm-hmm. We may not like it, but at the end of the day, that person is that person. Now, I'm not going to say I allow it while they're under my roof. Right. But when they get grown and they move on.
They're off on their own,
If that was your lifestyle you want to live, do your thing. You know what I'm saying? More power to you. I salute you. Right. But it just wasn't going to go on under my roof where I pay bills. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's ways to do it. And that's that communication. Right. But let's bring those numbers down. And like he said, we enjoyed everybody who tuned in, watch the replay, share it. If you take some things out of it that you make it apply yourself. And we'll come on and let you guys know what the next topic going to be for Wednesday night. We're going to keep it coming. It's happening, so we might as well speak on it. You know what I'm saying? That's the slogan.
And as we close, man, we just want to thank everybody. And if we have anybody that's a professionals, you're more than welcome to come in. Give us some good numbers on, and because we talking about it. But it's a talk to really come together with solutions.
Hey, is there a way you can put the phone number to the mental awareness?
Suicide?
Yeah. Because, a lot of some people need to seek professional help. Parents can't do it all. It depends on who that parent is. So like I say, no knock, but you have to try to at least communicate with them. You know what I'm saying? That was my thing. But all right, Jay, we can sign out. And
that's it.
This concludes.
That's what's up. And we spoke on it, and we speaking on it, and we did, and we done. And that's what we do. Peace. Yeah. 100.